Live from Greenwich, Connecticut, you're watching the greatest classic car show in the entire Northeast, the Greenwich Concours d'Elegance on BeTerrific. What's up, Terrifics? I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks for joining us. We're here in Greenwich, Connecticut, live at the 2017 Greenwich Concours d'Elegance. It's an amazing show on the water, right off exit 3. It's the Arch Street exit here in Greenwich, Connecticut, and it's unbelievable. It's so beautiful here. I mean, every time we move a few feet, I go, oh, we got to do those cars. We got to do those cars. This is the American Car Day. Tomorrow we'll be here live with the European Car Day, and we're kind of in the muscle car section right now. And I thought, Henry, there is no better place to start the muscle car section than the Shelby GT 350 Mustang, because to me, the 350 and the 500 are, in my mind, the most iconic muscle cars. And if I had a muscle car, that would be the muscle car I'd want. This was also the basis for Eleanor in Gone in 60 Seconds. And I know a lot of people would argue and say the Roadrunner, or they'd argue and say the AC Cobra, or they'd argue and say a GTO. But to me, this is gorgeous, and this is the iconic American muscle car.
Well, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking the time to take a look at my car. It's a fabulous car to drive, fabulous car to own, and very pretty. You know, Carroll Shelby really did a beautiful job with these cars in 1968. He made the engines nicer and more friendly and a lot nicer to drive, and she's a great car. It's just a great car.
How much was it? Are these pushing 350 and the 500s are pushing 500, or how much horsepower
No,
is this?
there's about 289. It's a 302 cubic inch engine. Puts out about 289 horse. It's a very nice driving car. It's not like that brute force type of muscle car. It's a really pleasurable driver. And when the top is down on a day like today, it doesn't get much better.
How does it handle?
It handles great. It's a Mustang. Yeah. You know, it handles great. It's, I mean, you're not going to drive this car at 90 miles an hour to worry about the corners, but it's a very comfortable car. The suspension is great, and it's a really nice driving car.
Is this an automatic?
Yes.
It looks like an automatic. Tell me, I mean, automatics this was an early automatic. Tell me about the automatic in this car.
Very smooth. The car was restored back in the last restoration on this car was done in the 1990s, and they restored the engine and the transmission. It shifts very smoothly. It's a very comfortable car to drive. Real purists, of course, want the 4-speed because it did come in the 4-speed. But you know, when the right car comes around, you can't have everything, and it's still great. It's still great.
It's absolutely beautiful. What made you pick 350?
You know, I've always wanted a Mustang, and this was available here locally in Greenwich. I went to see the car. It needed a little work on the body. I had that done over the winter, this past winter, and you know, I just felt that it was a real iconic car, and it's really an honor to own.
Yeah,
it's really great.
Certainly beautiful.
Thank you.
How many cars do you have?
I have 2 collector cars and 3 modern cars that I drive on a regular basis.
Is this your favorite?
Pretty much. I have a 1970 Chevelle SS.
It's a nice car too.
Which is fun, but that's more of a resto mod. That's got a big 454 in it, and it's a resto mod. That's fun also, but this really is a jewel, this car.
When did you first get into cars?
When I was a kid, my dad used to do repairs on his car himself. So I grew up in the Bronx, and you know, it was the thing, was my father's hobby. He liked to do that, so we used to hang out together, and I learned about cars.
It's beautiful. You have a beautiful example here. I really like it, and thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank you, Mike. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
He's Henry. I'm Michael. You're the Terrifics. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with a whole lot more right after this. Stay with us. The Greenwich Concours d'Elegance on BeTerrific.